the scariest things that you can just randomly go through is having random heart palpitations to the point where you can physically feel it in your chest as it's going on. And if you don't know what I mean by that, I mean if you haven't had them before, it's a little crazy. You know, you literally feel like your heart going like over and over again. It's almost as if you can hear it in your eardrums as it's beating, and it is so unbelievably scary. You know, and this could happen for multiple reasons. Sometimes it just happens randomly. You know, like maybe you got a little scared or something like that. But sometimes there's real health issues behind it, and it's one of the reasons it can be so scary is because there's a very high chance that it could be something major when it comes to a health situation. And why we're talking about this today is because Tim the Tatman had something similar happen to him. If you don't know who Tim the Tatman is, he is a Twitch streamer who a lot of people will say like is like the OG queso or something like that. But Tim is just a pretty good guy. Like he's not the biggest streamer anymore, but he's still a funny streamer. He still does funny videos. He still has like gaming moments. He's still decent at video games. Like he's kind of like Summit 1G, I guess you could say. Like just one of the OG guys of streaming who, in general, has never had any drama or anything like that. He's just a good family guy, basically. And he apparently was like in Las Vegas and started having palpitations, which is already scary in itself. But apparently, he was having them so much that he was like, "Man, yeah, I think I need to go to the doctor." Which, for me personally, is always like the nuclear option. Which might sound weird to some people who might go to the doctor for anything, but that's just how I grew up. Right? Is like you go to the doctor when you're like, man, if I don't go, I might actually like something bad might happen essentially. And he went to the doctor, and basically his heart rate was 170 beats per minute. Which, if you don't know, the I believe the average person averages like 80 per minute or something like that, and his was significantly over that to the point where like he said, he could feel heart palpitations, and he had to essentially get shocked, get electrically shocked with by the doctors to end up stopping these heart palpitations. And you know, shout out to Tim the Tatman. Obviously, he's way bigger than me, but shout out to Tim the Tatman. He is an absolute legend. Been watching him for years, and I am very, very happy he is okay because it's one of those things where it'd be so sudden, you know, if anything happened to him or something like that. Because from my understanding, he ended up taking a couple day break from streaming in general because this was going on, which I don't blame him. You know, it's kind of one of those things where it happens and you have to rethink a portion of your life. And that might sound strange, but it's like, no, you genuinely, like, something 10 times worse could have happened, right? He could have done nothing and it could have just gone away 100%. But if it could have been the other side of the coin too, where he could have done nothing and we could have lost him to Tatman forever. And, you know, I don't want that to happen. I'm sure his hardcore fans don't want that to happen, and especially his family doesn't want it to happen. So I'm just really, really happy he's okay. So if anybody out there, and I know it's expensive to go to a hospital, I know 100%, especially if you're like broke like I am, you know, it's even worse. So if anybody out there is going through something like this, or where maybe you think like something is severely wrong, please just go to the hospital. Don't wait around. Don't uh don't think, oh well, I'll get it next time. Just please go to the hospital. I think, in my personal opinion, with like some of the health scares that I've kind of had throughout my life, is like I really wish that I would have just went to the hospital and seen if something was wrong instead of like waiting around, you know. until like it gets worse, because you never know when you're able to fix something almost immediately, or maybe even save yourself. So yeah, but glad some of this happens okay. Um, I think it'll definitely be, you said it's a wake up call, but I think it's more about like, I wonder what his doctors told him, because it could have been something he was eating. It literally could have just been that. Like, I know like there's some stuff for me personally when I eat it, it gives me heart palpitations really bad, like like that, and like severe heartburn. So like Dr Pepper, I love Dr Pepper, but like I don't know what it is, but only when I drink Dr. Pepper, no other energy drinks, no other soda, I actually do get like heart palpitations and severe heartburn when I drink that. Um, but that's just like, an example. But yeah, that's really all I want to talk about today was Tim the Tatman, and how I had a health scare, and how I hope anybody else that deals with that, kind of goes and gets it resolved. That's really all I want to talk about. So have a wonderful night, everybody. Peace.